Thanks again. Welcome to the Avit podcast. At Avit Podcast on all the socials. At Boyo World. Next to me is my trusty co-host, Dainton_Lee. Definitely his middle name, _ that is. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching out there in YouTube land and wherever else, we're still building a format and a platform. We're using this season as a pilot season. See where we can feel our feet. Anyone that's got any thoughts or any ideas or comments or compliments, feel free. Stick them in the comments. Stick them in the DMs. Share it. Chuck it on your stories. Yeah, I'm trying to get over the promo bit. It's all good. It's New Year's Eve.
2025 is coming.
It's New Year's Eve. It's another number that's gone up on the calculator of life.
But it's a good bookmark.
In what way?
Like, I'll be 5 years alcohol free now, right?
Right, yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah, so like, for me, I use that New Year's Eve as a bookend in 2019.
Yeah, nice. So it's a marker.
Yeah, so like, I can just use it as like, a lot of people go, oh yeah, what's your fucking New Year's Eve resolutions? You won't stick to it. Well, I'm fucking 5 years deep off booze.
Have a bit of that.
So like, you know, you can use it as like fuck this. I'm going to fucking sort my shit out.
Well, congratulations as well to that, because it's tough for people in it to do. Like, it's a thing. I'm not taking a piss. I'm just saying
It's fucking hard.
It's savage.
It was easy to start with.
Especially on New Year's Eve and like occasions like Christmas and stuff where people are like, you coming out? Do you fancy a drink? And you're like, no, I know.
It's hard work.
Did you find yourself, is it a more freeing experience? Like, I don't drink, by the way, and I have done with you a lot of times. We've gone to a lot of trouble and stuff, but yeah, never mind all that. Like, do you find it a freeing experience, or is it something that kind of feels like it makes you more boring? Because I think that's what a lot of people think is like, oh, what do you do? So as a drinker, people who go out and stuff and have a good time, in inverted commas, they might be thinking, you know, what do you do if you don't drink? Like, how do you have fun? I'm not asking that question because I have tons of fun.
I just, it's hard work because I did really like going out socialising.
Yeah.
But 2020, start of 2020, the world went fucking mad, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it was easy for me. I didn't have much FOMO because nothing was going on, was it?
Yeah.
Got to April and the world shut down. So for me, I got blessed with like a FOMO-free start to my sobriety.
No, I'm backing it. So like, it's a new year. It's going to be a new year. It's going to be new beginnings and all that shit. Live, laugh, love, whatever they say. But is it the new year? Is it really the new year? Because other places celebrate New Year when the season changes. They follow the nature's New Year, which is around springtime, when the lambs have been born and the flowers bloom and everything comes back out and there's a reboot. So some people believe that is the new year. And there's different countries and different cultures that are like, this is the new year. You fools.
Well, it's, winter. Everything dies off. Spring comes back. Everything comes back to life. It's like...
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let us know if you think that's the new year or whatever. And around about this time of the year, New Year's Eve as well, we have, in our traditions over here, we have Jules Holland's Hootenanny, don't we?
Hootenanny?
Yeah, he does the Hootenanny. He does, it's a room, innit, with a big clock in the middle. And Jules Holland, who's got no neck, and just his shoulders touch his earlobes, doesn't he? Jules Holland! Like, he does that, his shoulder blades are touching his earlobes.
A little bit of Dracula in a minute.
He's definitely, bro. Dracula.
Get
He's got them shoulder pads. He's revving it up. But he has bands on, and they're all in a circle. Every time he says something, and he introduces a band, all I hear is, The Strokes! The Strokes! He just does this little squeaky voice, The Strokes! And I'm like, fucking hell, they're on here a lot, don't they? It just sounds like he says the same thing. And he, like, always wants to jam with someone, doesn't he? He always wants to play the piano with the band, and because he's a sick musician. He used to be a band called The Squeeze.
He was in The Squeeze?
Yeah, but he always wants to jam with people. And I always think it's odd because he looks like a giant child. He looks like a child wearing a man's suit from a distance, like in the background. When he plays piano, I always imagine his tiny little legs dangling off the edge, like a naughty child, do you know what I mean? When he's banging the piano and jumping in people's ways and stuff. He's like a naughty kid in Marks and Spencer, and running in and out of the clothes rails. So if this is our New Year's Eve episode, he'll be on tonight, counting down at midnight. They do the countdown or whatever. And do you know what? How do we know the time is right? Like,
What?
how do we know? Do you know the countdown where everyone's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year? Like, how do we know who set those clocks originally? Like, and how are we working that out? Because back in the day, we used to set our clocks to Sky TV. We used to look at the Sky TV and set your clocks and your watch and all that to Sky TV time. But who set that? Now we just rely on our phones.
Yeah, but it's the stars, isn't it? Isn't it like astrology that sets the time?
Well, no.
I'm not even going to guess that
You're
shit.
on to it, but that's it, innit? And it's just, I guess, but who's originally set it? I know we haven't got the answers here. If you have got the answers, put them in the comments. I'm just asking because it's interesting how we used to set our clocks to Sky TV and now we just rely on the internet. What I'm trying to get to is they could be skimming 25 minutes a year off us, 2 seconds a day or whatever it works out. And we don't know. We don't know if they're taking time away. I don't know why they would want to do it, but yeah.
What's the leap year for then?
Right.
Is that because they can't get it quite right and they have to just pull that one in the carpet?
How do we work? What is a leap year? Have we got that? Have we got? Ask AI what a leap year is. And while you're doing that, I'll tell you some different New Year's traditions, right? So like New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, as it passes in different countries and cultures, they do different stuff. So in Spain, right, it is customary to eat 12 grapes, one at each stroke of the clock of midnight on New Year's Eve. Each grape represents good luck for 1 month of the coming year. In bigger cities like Madrid and Barcelona, people gather in main squares to eat their grapes together and pass around bottles of cava. So they're getting steaming eating grapes, essentially. We eat 1 grape for each month of good luck.
Is it because of the wine? Is it wine related?
It could be wine related. Denmark, residents of Denmark greet the new year by throwing old plates and glasses against the doors of family and friends to banish bad spirits. They also stand on chairs and jump off them together at midnight to leap into January in hopes of good luck. That sounds tapped. Denmark's tapped.
Superstitious.
They're smashing plates and all that, bro, against their mother's door.
Full superstition, isn't
Jumping
it?
off chairs. Yeah,
It's just full it's 3 drains, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3. Although, I still do the 3 drains. Do you do the 3 drains?
No, but
You just walk over them and don't care, do you?
if I tell that shit to fuck off.
What's the one? What's the 3 drain? Do you do the 3 drain thing? Yeah, man. Do you walk over 3 drains? What's the rule though? 1 for luck, 2 for a fuck, 3 for bad luck. I might be making a sec. I'm on up. 3 it's 3 for bad luck, and if you walk over 3 drains, it's bad luck.
Apparently.
And it's the same with
Magpies and
magpies. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy,
shit. Yeah.
3 for girl, and 4 for a boy.
Yeah.
What's 5 for then? 5's the one with the airy chest, isn't it?
7, 5 for silver, 7, 6 for gold, 7 for a story never to be told.
Banging. There's the back end. I never had it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, I mixed in, first is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the airy chest.
My one.
I was chucking the airy chest in on the magpie thing. And you got to salute and spit, haven't you?
Yeah, you can fuck that shit off. The superstition stuff. Basically, where I live, there's like fucking tons of magpies come flying through every day. And like, every day they come through at different time, like a certain time.
You can't keep up with the demand.
One comes in on his own. I'm like, there's the sorrow. And then before you know it, there's fucking loads of them all squawking around my garden.
So you got your eye on it, but you're just not prepared to go that high in the number.
I just look at it and go, I mean, like, listen to what they've done to us. They've put superstition in our head. Back in the day, witchy shit. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
get over it. Get out of it.
Well, they used to find out if you were a witch by throwing you in the water and seeing if you'd sink or swim. Sink or float, innit? So tie you up in that, mind. Put bricks on you.
It's fucking crazy.
It's just an excuse to kill someone, innit?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. See, that woman over there, I do not like her. She's doing my head in. I might accuse her of being a witch. We're close to it today, aren't we? With the cancel culture on the internet and stuff. So if someone collectively turns on somebody, they just decide to cancel them and then they're out to you. Because the internet will just, mob mentality, pitchforks will come out. Someone said something. We've got no proof. Someone said something, though. And we're going to try and see. We want to know if she's a witch. So get her down, chuck her in the water. If she sinks, fair play. Yeah, she was human after all. Dead, though.
The wrong way around. So if she drowns, are all witches she's? Or they
Witch, innit? Otherwise you're a warlock. Warlock's male witch.
Never knew that.
Yeah. Unless it's a kink in the pipe.
Warlock sounds like kind of warthog.
Hasn't got the same ring as a witch. Warlock sounds like a forest scab.
Has he got a fucking broom?
Ooh, the warlock. He probably got a motorbike or something, haven't he?
Got a monkey magic cloud.
Yeah, you got. I like that.
Yeah.
You got a magic carpet.
Pigsy was a bit of a warlock, wasn't he?
Reeking a backy. So anyway, in Denmark, we've done Denmark. In Finland, people predict the coming year by casting molten tin into a container of water, then interpreting the shape the metal takes after hardening. A heart or ring means a wedding. Yeah? While a ship predicts travel and a pig declares there will be plenty of food.
I missed the beginning part to make sense of that.
Well, they put in molten metal
In what?
into a tin container of water. So it's
Yeah.
boiling hot metal,
Yeah, so
liquid
it
metal.
just forms itself.
So it just forms into something when it cools down. And then whatever it forms, they read like tea leaves or whatever.
That's the same with the fucking
It's
egg.
the same with the egg.
Same with the egg.
It's the same thing, bro. So they read in the fucking formation, and if it's a ring or a heart, you're going to get married. If it's a pig, I would say you're a greedy swine. But they're saying there's food coming, that you got food, yeah? You've just ordered DoorDash or whatever, or Just Eat, and they're on their way. They're going to turn up now with the Dominoes. And if it's a ship, it predicts travel. What if it's like a middle finger? Or, do you know what I mean? Or like a policeman's hat. They're going to kick a door down and come and get you. You're due for a raid. They're going to come and raid you now.
Denmark.
Finland. Panama, to drive off evil spirits for a fresh New Year's start, it is tradition to burn effigies of well-known people, such as television characters and political figures in Panama. Just an excuse in it to burn people they don't like. The effigies are meant to represent the old year. So I kind of get that. They're physicalizing the spiritual aspect and the energy aspect of burning effigies of public figures. So it's like taking a cardboard cutout of Inspector Morse and just setting him on fire.
The news like do that quite a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Well, we do the bonfire night one, don't we?
But that's
Well, we used to. I don't see it much anymore. Penny for the guy. Do you know the stuffed man? They make a stuffed man, penny for the guy.
how did that come around?
Ask the AI.
Hey there, how's it going?
Fuck, sorry, it's loud. It's a bit loud. Yeah, where does penny for the guy come from?
Penny for the Guy comes from the British tradition of Guy Fawkes Night, where children would make effigies of Guy Fawkes and ask for money to buy fireworks. It's a phrase used when they would ask for donations, literally meaning giving a penny for the guy.
Right.
There we go.
Well, that's the end of that then. It's pretty cut and dry, that, isn't it? Begging for cash off people to go and buy fireworks or whatever.
Great.
They burn the effigy. All right, great.
I love why they're doing the penny for the guy, look, because fireworks are a lot of fucking good fun.
Massive fun. And we've had a lot of fun with fireworks, haven't we? So
Well, yeah, that was because someone loved the show and they just used to send fucking boxes of fireworks down.
they sent us, let's say, non-legal British fireworks. They didn't meet the British standard of legality. We had naughty ones, didn't we?
They were proper firecrackers.
We had bad boys.
Yeah.
We had Chinese and Yankee ones come over here and they were turbo. They were real hardcore. So in Scotland, during Scotland's New Year's Eve celebration of I could be getting this wrong, correct me, Hogmanay,
Yeah.
which means first footing, not fist footing. That's punching your feet, isn't it? Is practiced across the country. The first person who crosses the threshold of a home in the new year carry a gift for luck. Scots also hold bonfire ceremonies where people parade while swinging giant fireballs on poles, supposedly symbolizing the sun to purify the coming year. They're swinging lumps of fire around
Sick.
on poles, which is class. First one to shit their kilt to bits wins 24-pack of...
First one, what? Say that
the
again.
first one to shit their kilt.
To bits.
Shit their kilt to bits. Win the 24-pack of slightly out-of-date Watsits. Do you know what I mean? 24-pack of them. And getting Agus smoking a 10 bag through a set of bagpipes. Bagpipes are the worst instrument ever invented.
Have you tried them?
No, I haven't. I have actually. I just haven't had a real good go.
It's like you're squeezing a big fat peacock.
It's it's mental, isn't it? It's like a fucking lung. It's designed like a lung with all these fucking recorders coming off them. Like a lung covered in flutes.
It's sick though, isn't it? It's got that fucking...
It is sick.
It's got that tone, like... What is it? It's like off key. It's got a weird... what is it?
Fully out of tune. It's like a fucking tartan lung covered in flutes.
Covered in...
You know what I mean? That's how I describe it anyway. And they blow it and it's just like a dissonant drone. It's a drone is the word, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get the drone and you got to squeeze, breathe into the lung and squeeze it as well as doing. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
Well, you've got a piano out there, an organ.
Does the same thing similarly.
Is that why it's called an organ?
Yeah.
Like a body organ, like a lung?
True, because it breathes.
Exactly. You're pushing the pedal.
You're pushing air pressure into
through
it.
the lung.
So for anyone who doesn't know, it's an air pressure organ, an old school one. And you push the pedal, which billows air into the organ. And as you're pushing the pedal, you can hear the chords coming through wherever you're playing. So good shout. I wonder if that's why they do call it an organ. In Greece, an onion is traditionally hung on the front door of homes on New Year's Eve. Even in Greece as a symbol of its rebirth of the new year. On New Year's Day, parents wake their children by tapping them on the head with the onion. Little pip, pip, pip.
Why?
Mental, bro.
Superstition again?
Just waking them up. It must be, bro. I haven't got the reasoning. But my dad used to open my door.
New Year's Day?
Not just any day, right? Used to open my door. My dad was someone who, when he was awake, no one was allowed to sleep.
What?
So no one's allowed to sleep when he's awake. When he's up, he was a menace. So he'd be up in the morning, and if I was sleeping 5-10 minutes longer than him or whatever, or I'm still in bed, I'm having it. So the tapping the onion just reminded me then. Sometimes he would open the door and just push his ass through the gap in the door and fart. And fart to wake me up. It was hanging, bro, like, because it's the
That's
last
fucking brilliant, though.
Of course.
Come on.
My dad's the eternal.
So
my dad
good.
was in for the long joke.
Love that shit.
Lifelong joke.
Just gotta make... Listen, this is chaos, what we're in. Your dad doing that through the door, like literally farted life in through that fucking...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Love it.
Like turd particles flying through the air, and that's what I'm having. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, wow. That's the first thing I hear coming out of slumber is, and I'm like... And then I hear him giggling like a child, running up the corridor and leaving, just shutting the door then. So any farts he'd have, he'd just run and stick them through the door, and I'm like...
Well, it's better in and out, isn't it?
Dad, that's a father.
You know, if you hold your farts in, consistently hold your farts in,
You get a shitty breath.
well, it goes back into you, back into your bloodstream, right? And then you can fucking literally burp, and you'll be like, what the fuck?
Right, you've heard it here first. Avit listeners, watchers, viewers, fans, anyone who's out there, do not hold your farts in because you'll have turd breath.
Get out.
But the other thing he used to do, I suppose when he wasn't feeling so fun to wake me up, was, well, it was just a bit more turbo, is that he would...
Smash you on the head of a frying pan?
Close. He had massive hands, like really big hands. And he would come in and just whack my forehead, just slap it like that. And do you know the worst thing in the world is being woke up and it's changed your perspective on the day.
He
'Cause you
fucking
wake up-
he loved you though, bro, right? Because he only gave you a little tap on the head like that, didn't he?
Yeah, well, we'll
did.
say that. I wouldn't say it was DV because he was always joking. So in his world, it was like, whap, and he would give me a whap for the noise or whatever. And the noise is funny, but not to me. Because you know when you're sleeping peacefully and you're like, this is lovely. And you get woke up with a whap on your forehead. You would just be like, I woke up so angry. You'd wake up so angry, bro.
I woke up angry.
I woke up really angry
Okay,
because you've just been whacked in your head, bro.
Yeah, but the first few times you were like, what the fuck is that? But then as you got conditioned to it, you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better.
Did you get your dad back?
Doesn't get any better. Well, all right, you've triggered me. There was this one time when I was like, so my dad loved playing jokes, but you couldn't do the joke on him. You couldn't reverse the same card. So the one day I was, and he was handsy when anything was, and I'll be fair, right? Because I've told you before, very, very, very hyperactive as a kid, like super hyperactive. So we'd go out shopping to Cardiff or something on a Saturday, and we'd go in places where I would find really boring. So as soon as it gets boring, I'm out, I'm gone. So we would be Marks and Spencer. My mother would be looking around. My dad would be doing the dad thing, stood holding the bags, yeah? And he just wants me to stand next to him. Come here, son. Just hang out, so he could talk bollocks to me so he wasn't bored. I'd be running about Marks and Spencer, and I used to love going through the clothes rails, swinging through them, just blasting through having a piss about. So he warned me twice and was like, can you stop that? Stop now. And I was like, 2 minutes, and I'd be like, fuck this, straight back through straight through the clothes rails again. The one day, so he joined in. he saw me doing this with the clothes rails, looked over the top, see where I was coming, and as I come through the one clothes rail, nipped through the other one close to him. As I come through, I went like, and put my head up, and he went whack, and banged me straight, just whacked me straight on the head, and I went, and it really hurt me, and it pissed me off and bugged me.
Oh shit! Because he had a ring on his hand or something, or just
his wedding ring on or whatever, and it walloped
you.
me, and I could feel it, and it stung, bro. And I was like, he's ruined my good time. So I was in Marks and Spencer, and I brewed it. I was never one to like harbour fear, and I was like, do you know what? During this life, you've got to take your opportunity and seize the day when it comes. So I stood there and I brewed it up, and he went, stand here now and behave yourself. So I stood next to him like, all right, and I could feel it brewing, and the pain and the anger and everything was fucking turboing and mulching inside me into a new emotion. And I just thought, you know what? It's time. We're in Marks and Spencer. I'm like, there's no way.
It's time.
It's time, bro. It's fucking time. I must have been 6 or 7. I was like, it's time. I turned round because my dad's a certain height. A 6 or 7-year-old, I'm probably waist height on him. Do you know what I mean? My head is like by his belly button. So I spin around like and I just go, whap, ball my fist up and smack him straight in the ball axe. I punch him straight in the nuts, bro. I just turned around, I'm like, it's now. Wham! Punched him in the nuts. He doubled over, dropped the bags. He went, and then I moved enough away from him so he couldn't grab me.
Did you run, or did you just like...
Just a couple of steps so he couldn't grab me, and then I watched the aftermath. I was like, ooh. I was like, that worked.
That was a good shot.
I was like, banged him. He's done, but like in the knackers.
What was his reaction?
I've one of them. He was like, come here. He was like,
Did he?
Because he's in public, innit?
Yeah, but did he find this? Did he see the funny side of it?
Absolutely not, bro. He just been punched in the bollocks, flat out in Marks and Spencer on a Saturday afternoon.
If my kid punched me in the balls like that, I'd be like, I fucking totally deserved that. I'd laugh my head off.
Yeah, he wasn't that guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? He was like, come here. He was like, come here. He was trying to edge me.
Was he going, oh, I'm fucked?
Well, I knew, and I was like, right,
do?
keep your distance. I was like, just keep your distance, just stay away from him.
I'm in public.
Wait for him to cool off. You know when he cooled off and all that, though? He got it in the long run.
Yeah,
he told the story to his friends and stuff, because he played guitar in the house and have bands around and stuff. So he'd be like, oh, Raoul, look at this little get, ballsy twat, punch me in the nuts or whatever. And I'm there thinking, yeah, you deserved it, Dad. You walloped me on the head. I could never justify any. That was always going on.
That was back before the internet as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Turbo, bro.
Yeah.
So he had a punch in the balls off me, and that's all
it.
I'm saying. But we've had Christmas. Did you get what you wanted?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't think about Christmas like that.
Did Santa empty his sack in your living room?
Well, I was Santa. I was Santa twice this Christmas, wasn't I?
Right, yeah.
I was the good Santa for the kids at the farm, and they loved it. Yeah, and that was cool. All right,
that is cool. It's a nice thing to do.
Pulled it off, right? They loved it. It was cool. All right, and then I was bad Santa, wasn't I? Right?
Nice.
So like these guys from the Lazy Generation, they're filming a Christmas special, right? And they came up.
What are they? What's that?
Lazy Generation. They're like,
give them a plug.
Yeah, they're like. Imagine Dirty Sanchez.
Right.
Imagine Jackass. It's that genre thing, yeah?
Right, okay.
They did America's Got Talent. They were semi-finalist on America's Got Talent, right? So they were filming shit around where they live, around in London, and they wanted to film a few things in Wales, right? So they came up to the house. They wanted to film this scene in the whiskey barrels. So like I literally put the fucking Father Christmas suit back on, and like I had to have a word to myself because I'm like, I said, come up. You can come up and shoot this in my garden.
Cameo.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not doing anything bad. I don't want to.
Secret cameo?
Yeah, secret cameo. Because I don't want to, like, in Sanchez, I didn't want. The object wasn't to hurt someone. It was to laugh about a scenario.
Yeah, right.
And like, fast forward all these years later, I'm a bit like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're conscious of your behaviour and the way you put it out into the world.
Yeah, I do still find the slapstick funny. With those guys are hilarious, but yeah, it soon went from being a nice Santa up the farm with the kids to like I having these two of the guys from a Lazy Generation in these like cold tub whiskey barrels, and my slant on it was like therapy, electric collars. Anyway, cut a long story short, two guys anyway, whatever. I just had to fucking electrocute these guys in the barrels, and I'm like,
you had the button.
I had the button, yeah. You know, I had the button, and it was two controls. Like I lost the one, I couldn't find it, the zapper. And it was like,
So you had to kick the other one in the head.
so I'm like,
Press the one button and just boot the other one in the head.
I was like, where is it? And I pressed it to hear it. And I was like, it's like, yeah! Like one of the boys, Troy was in the fucking, anyway, whatever. Listen, I've had a fucking mad Christmas, all right?
Look, I like the fact that you did a good and bad Santa. You did the inversion or whatever.
Yeah.
It was class. Do they hurt? Have you tried those shock collars?
I don't like electricity. It's like,
Never do I. It's a really weird feeling, isn't it?
well, it's the anticipation. It goes from 0 to fucking 11, like straight away, doesn't it?
And it makes me, it goes through your bones and your teeth, doesn't it? And you can just, it's like the most internal thing. Like you just feel it get somewhere that you didn't think you could be able to access with.
Bro, I've cut through fucking like big fat wires and shit with pliers and stuff, and it's just
Blown you backwards.
It's like the nastiest, sharpest shock.
I've seen some people get blown off fucking telegraph poles and all that, and it doesn't look fun, man. Like, and the turbo ones just fry them on the spot, don't they? Like they can't get off it, is what I'm saying. There's no blowback. It's just
I touched an element in a fire once when I was a kid.
those old school ones with the grill on them.
Yeah, I'm like, what's that anyway? Yeah, fucking hell.
My nan had one of them, bro, and we just cook toast really slow on the front of it. Like, just a fucking piece of bread. Like, terrible idea. Didn't work. It was terrible. It was fucking shit.
Electricity can fuck right off.
Between Christmas and New Year, though, is that limbo period, isn't it? It's like everyone's in limbo. They're not working. There's leftover cheese hanging around.
There's loads of drinking.
Everyone starts like their New Year's resolutions, don't they? That tickles me every year. Do your New Year's?
Well, yeah. I mean, I never have them, but a big one, like giving up drinking for me was like, I have to do this.
That's like a lifestyle. That's the real deal, though, right? It's like a lifestyle choice where you look at life and go, do you know what? I'm going to use this as a bookend, like you said, and a marker to change something in my destiny. Like you're looking at it like that. But like New Year's resolutions in general, generalizing, you shouldn't do that, but I'm generalizing it, like on the whole is like, I'm going to exercise now. I'm going to get up and go fat over. I'm going to exercise 2 weeks into fucking January. Do you know what I mean? They start to get knackered and that. They go to the gym like 5 times and they're like, fuck this. Pick this back up in the summer, innit? When I promise myself I'm going to get a 6-pack. Like, I'm not going to do any of this really. They're not going to fucking...
You can take the piss out of it, but for a lot of people, it can work. It's a good fucking bookend to the year, and let's fucking start fresh.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm just being the pessimist.
I know, because how many people go out, join a gym, spend 120 quid a month on a gym, sign up for 12 months, and they go like for the first 3 weeks.
And you could just be doing push-ups in the garden. Get in a yard and do it hardcore, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like lift a couple of breeze blocks, do a couple of push-ups in the house.
But
like,
But there is a percentage of people out there that are really trying to change their shit up, and they use that for that, and it does work for them. But I managed to do it.
Yeah, but shouts out to the motivators out there. Shouts out to the people that are dedicated and people that can stay on their craft and do their thing with the New Year's resolutions. I'm not knocking it. I just find it funny. I am knocking it. Like, people just fucking...
Is it yin and yang? You've got both sides, haven't you?
Drop the ball. They drop the ball.
There's a good intention, but it's like, the idea of it is like where you want to be. It's like, great, you've got that vision in your head, but you have to fucking stick to it.
Discipline.
It's discipline, and it's like, you had the vision in your head, keep the vision in your head.
Discipline.
But
consistency.
All it is at Christmas, everyone overindulges. They eat all the fucking chalkies. They
feel the
fucking
guilt.
Smash all the booze into them. Yeah, some people might be smashing all sorts of shit into them, right? Whatever that is, right? Yeah. But at the end of it,
what it is.
They're fucked. They wake up New Year's Day, and they feel like little fucking shrimped out fucking lost fucking souls.
Shrimped out fatties, like.
Yeah.
Like, inside they feel curled up. Outside, yeah, they feel like a fucking melted arrow. Like, it's too much going on. So they get the New Year's guilts. They're like, I'm going to guilt myself in the new year now. I spent too much money. I'm going to save.
Pray to God.
I'm going to save. What do you think the top New Year's resolutions are? Can we ask AI that? What are the top 5 New Year's resolutions for people to be like?
What do you think they are?
Well, it's going to be exercise, innit? It's going to be exercise, saving money. What are the rest of the guesses?
Quitting smoking. Quitting drinking.
Quitting things. Quitting smoking and drinking.
Starting things. Quitting things.
Yeah.
Saving.
That's right, yeah.
There's a billion different things you could do, isn't it?
I reckon those, what we've just said, are going to be in the top 5.
Okay.
So ask that.
What is the top New Year's resolutions?
Some of the top New Year's resolutions often include getting healthier, exercising more, saving money, or learning a new skill. What's your goal for the new year?
Don't worry about me. Anyway.
Knock her off now, la.
Yeah.
Get out. Treat you like dirt. Yeah? AI. You know the nativity play? I meant to bring this up on a Christmas one. You know the nativity story or whatever? Jesus was born in a manger, wasn't he?
In a manger, yeah.
Like apparently he was born in a manger.
What the fuck's a manger?
And he like a shack for goats or whatever, like an animal shack. Is that what a manger is? Is that what you believe a manger is? What do you think a manger is? I think a manger is that.
Like a little barn with like hay in it and shit.
An open-faced barn, I would say.
Yeah.
So I think like, what was keeping him warm? Hay? Do you reckon they just had hay on him? They had blankets back then. There's a bit of hay on him.
Clogs.
Cutched up to clogs. Couple of goats. Cutched up between a couple of goats and that. Like a sheep or whatever.
Sounds nice.
They probably had it. They
Some
knew
fuck-
they knew how to skin stuff, didn't they? So they probably had fucking wolf jackets and sheep jackets and that. But like they reckon that imagine little Jesus with a North Face on. Little baby Jesus, like I had in the manger with a North Face on. But Joseph, his father, was a carpenter. And I used to think about this. I used to think about like, because in my head, when I was a kid, the past, so the 1950s and places that I couldn't go to, I always thought that like the world saw in black and white. I was like, I used to wonder when color was introduced into humanity. Because the TV showed me like old footage was black and white and stuff and photographs of black and white. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't think about the technology. So when I was like 5 and I was like, I was like, well, I wonder what it was like for older people just walking around in black and white. Do you know what I mean? I just thought everything they walked around was a spectrum of black and white.
Right, so that's trippy, isn't it? Because like when you colorize old film
Yeah,
from like the fucking early 19th century,
yeah.
you're looking at people now and you're like, wow, look at the moustache on that guy and look at what he's got on. Look at this shit. Like,
Lots of browns and greens.
but you can still see the fashion back then, can you?
Yeah, they were rapping, bro.
But if you look at them, you're like, what kind of dialogue would we have together now if we spoke?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be fucked, wouldn't it? Because obviously we live in the future.
They would know. They'd probably have a 10-minute conversation with us, realise how soft we all are, and then knock us out cold. Because they were like solid, weren't they? Everyone back then were bone solid.
Well, yeah, like there's no fucking central heating. It was like there was frost on the inside of the windows in the house at winter, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying, bro. They had their own internal. They could just go like, and warm up. Do you know what I mean? They were like, I'm boiling now. Take my jacket off. And then they got 2 waistcoats on. Do you know what I mean? And a low-collared shirt and 5 vests, 25 layers. Everyone's like 8 stone.
Yeah, but dying fucking super young.
Yeah, that's true. Because they didn't have the medical advances today. They didn't have dentistry. They didn't have any of this stuff.
Infection all the time, wasn't it?
Gout. People just walking around fucking barred and that for years. Don't even know about it. Just getting on with it though. Like getting on with it. So I used to think mad stuff like that. Like I thought the world would see in black and white and whatever. But one of the things when they were told me about Joseph in school and about the nativity play and Jesus being born in a barn and Joseph, his father was a carpenter, I'd be like, because of the black and white thing back in the past, in my head, I'm like, I wonder, as a carpenter, how established in his craft was he? Do you reckon he just fucking, do you reckon he can make a wooden bike? He didn't have a wooden push bike, did he?
Fuck knows.
Can he make a wooden push bike? But
Yeah,
then I thought,
bro, I've ridden a wooden push bike down a mountain.
no way.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I'll race.
A wooden push bike.
Yeah, wooden push bike. I was in the Philippines and I had this wooden push bike and I was racing my mate, Pritch, down the mountain and the loser had to get this like tribal tattoo on your leg.
Perfect.
No, sorry. We had to have the tattoo first
Right.
to be part of the gang to then
Ride the
then-
wooden push bike.
to ride the wooden push bike down this hill. And I was like revving down the mountain in like traditional fucking Filipino tribalsman shit, yeah, like the fucking feathered hat and shit.
Listen to this.
Right, and I was just flying down this fucking mountain on a wooden bike, and the brake was a wooden fucking. I think it was a wooden brake and shit. No no suspension.
I wanted to know, but this is mental because I've written this and I wanted to know about the wooden push bike and I didn't even know. You've ridden a wooden push bike, bro.
Yeah.
Wooden wheels,
Yeah,
wooden seat.
everything's wood.
Everything's wood.
Yeah, so Jesus' dad probably could have made wooden bikes.
I'm into that. But I thought to myself, right, I thought, wait, I'm going too far with the wooden push bike. So I'm like, I think carpenters back then were just doing like flat shit, like shelves and doors.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I reckon they were just looking at planks of wood and being like, right, I know what I can do with that. I'll put that up there, stick it to the wall. I'll put my other wood on there now. Shelf. Like, and then they're sat there looking at the fucking gap in the middle of their wall. Do you know what I mean? There's a gap in the middle of their wall and they can see outside. They'd be like, it's fucking drafty, innit? I'll grab a bit of wood now. Hang on, flat. Flip it up. Put it again. Door. It's a door off. You've put a door there. So you can fucking wink it off in private then without the neighbours shouting at him and throwing fucking dog shit in his face. Do you know what I mean? He's just behind cover there and just winking it off.
Well, they didn't have windows, did they?
No, well, door though.
Just a wooden door.
I'm saying.
Just a wooden window as well. Like, there was no fucking window. It was just a wooden
Just a
slat.
fucking latch, yeah, slat. Drafts must have been awful until he done that. What I'm saying is, do you reckon he worked with a lot of flat, just planks, just planking it out, bro? Everything was invented from a plank.
Well, they're just using bits of tree, aren't they? Just like, parts of the tree, like, whittled down. They're not using, like, there's no sawmills and shit back then, is there? There's just...
Well, I like to think of it as planks. I'm just like, you know what I mean? He's constructing everything like Minecraft.
Jesus is again on the fucking, give me some 6x2s, 4x2s. He's on the foot of juicings, fucking drop it off.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. He can be on his wooden push bike and he's just like, do you know what? Like, I need a fucking crash helmet. Like, let's get fucking 4 slats of wood, just fucking panels and put it on. Got a square wooden crash helmet like that riding through the town.
I'd never see a fucking wooden crash helmet.
Like a fucking Joseph doing it, man. And he's like, boys, all right.
Didn't Jesus build his own cross?
Did he?
That's what I'm asking. Did Jesus build his own cross and then his skills fucked him up?
If I was his buddy,
his dad's skills fucked
if I
him
was
up.
his buddy, I would have prep talked him before they took him to the cross and put a bit of Vaseline on his wrists. Do you know what I mean? So he could slip out of the, do you know what I mean? He could just slip out and then pop down when all the guards were walking off.
Bro, they used to do that shit, didn't they? They used to fucking nail people to crosses and stuff.
But they said they nailed him, didn't they?
They still do it now.
Nailed his hands.
Big stakes. Apparently through the wrists.
So savage.
Because if you do it through the hands, it can tear out. But if you do it through there, it hooks between the bones.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You just hang in there.
That's horrific, bro.
Yeah, it's fucked. I didn't fucking invent that shit, dude.
You were invoking the thought, though. Like, it's horrific. That's all I'm saying.
Mankind is fucking horrific, dude. It's just fucked, isn't it?
How do they know they did that? Well, you said they still do it now.
Yeah. Didn't David Blaine crucify himself or something?
He's a magician, isn't he? So everything he does is a lie. He's just tricking people into thinking stuff's happened and he's lying.
But you know when he pushes the thing through his arms?
Is that real?
I think it's real. Because, like, I pushed, spikes through my, put spikes right through my face, skewers. It goes, you pop it through.
Through your cheek. It's like piercing your ear, though, in turbo mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's mental. What was that like mentally, though? You got to shut yourself off, right? It's mind over matter. These things are mind over matter, aren't they?
It's obviously painful as fuck.
That hurt today, lots.
Yeah, but have you seen the tradition? They're like walking down the street with like a fucking bicycle hanging out of their face with they've just got part of the fucking fork pushed through and coming out of there, and they're like, haven't you seen that shit?
Fucking rally activator 2 hanging off his cheek.
It makes crucifixion look like a game of fucking, I don't know what it makes it look like.
So wait, you looked at that situation and their traditions or what they do in their practices, and did that mental projection of what they do get you through what you did? Because you just said, you were like, look what they're doing. A knitting needle through my cheek and nothing compared to them having a fucking push bike hanging off their
Completely.
lips.
I'm like, I got the fucking, this is easy.
Right, yeah.
This is easy. All you got to do
You
is
got to
this.
set yourself up mentally for it though and be like, right, cool. Right, cool. Non-Western mind. Let's go into this flat out. Because he's got a push bike. I can definitely do a knitting needle.
But do you know what? I can't even remember what the tradition was now. There's a tradition behind it. There's like something behind it. Like why you do that. Not the bike sticking through your face and shit. That's just like, they've revved it up, haven't they?
Is it really saying, is other places in the world, isn't it, that you can drill a hole in your head to release, they believed it would give you more air to a certain part of the brain. So you would open up segments of like intellect. You could be smarter and you would like let off a bit of steam as well. I might be mashing that up, but it's something going on.
I've definitely heard that. Yeah, definitely
aeration of the brain or whatever and releasing of fluids. That's mental, bro. It's mental.
Maybe that's what it is. It's exercising their demons or something.
That's another thing though, in a demonic possession. Like there's been a lot of reports of that. I've seen quite a lot. Not demonic possession. I've seen quite a lot of stuff on that.
Bro, you know Carl Bevan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rip.
I was speaking to him, he's like, he'd seen like over 100 exorcisms before he was like 7.
No way.
You know, his background with his dad and shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. God, he's seen some shit.
So I've been to an exorcism.
Oh, you've been for an exorcism. Who with?
Personally. In my mum and dad's house.
What? Why? How old was you?
One. So this
how old was you?
So this is probably about 15 years ago, something like that. I was in the middle of making an album for a band I was in called The Guns. And we started, anyway, I'll cut to the chase.
Get out of it. Don't fucking give me halves.
No, I'm not. I'll cut to the chase. I'm not going to go into the deep. I'm just going to say that, like, I was in the house and I was in the middle of recording an album, and then stuff started happening to me when I was at night. So, like, I'd go to sleep. I'll just tell you from my perspective. I was going to sleep or trying to go to sleep, and as I was falling asleep, like that there's like a place that we go. This is apparently how you learn how to lucid dream and do astral projection and stuff as well. Is the right before you drop off to sleep, there's an area.
That place.
Yeah, there's a little area. There's a little void right before you drop off to sleep. That woozy little, almost can still see stuff, but just about to go into deep sleep.
I've had like almost like premonitions in that place in my head.
So that place is the place where you're supposed to do a little bit of work and a little bit of meditational thought or whatever. So that place is where I was getting affected. As I was dropping off, I could feel a hand, like the shape, like an actual, trying to feel a hand grip you. And you know, fingers on left, thumb there. I could feel a hand grab my right foot and shake my ankle. It would shake me back awake. So just as I was nodding off, I could feel it grip me and go. And I would go like that. And then you have this rush. The feeling's bizarre. Because if you've ever experienced it, chuck it in the comments. But if you've never experienced it, to explain it, it's like a rush. It's like someone chucking a bucket of emotional cold over you. So it just goes through your body, runs through your body from your head to your toes, and then you're in a different place because it's like electroshock or anything else, or being shocked by a car or something. Like it jolts you into a different.
Well, it's adrenaline as you popping out.
Absolutely.
That thing, isn't it?
So adrenaline punches you in. Wake up like that, cold, like woke up and I'm like, fuck, I'm awake again. First time it happened, I'm confused. So then I'm like, oh, whatever. I was just like one of those jolts you have when you're in sleep and you just do that. Like you're falling or something in there and you just go, ah, and you feel like I'm going to fall off a bed. I just thought it was that. I thought, oh, I'm imagining that. Happened again. Exactly the same space, exactly the same feeling.
All in a short space of time, yeah?
On my right foot, same night.
Same night?
Same night, bro. Like couldn't go to sleep. Like wouldn't let me go to sleep. So every time I want to go to sleep, I'm looking at my watch. I'm looking at the clock, rather. I had a Beatles clock on the wall. And I could see the time. And it was happening. 15, 20 minutes, it was happening. Time was going. 6 o'clock in the morning, I still couldn't sleep. It had me up all night, bro. Every time I was dropping off, I was doing that. And it never got any better in terms of the rush of fear and weirdness. Didn't run away or nothing. I just dealt with it and was trying to outthink it. So I was like, fucking, I'm knackered. Spent the next day. Went to bed the next day. Happened again. It happened again, bro. And I was like, it's mental because I'm really identifying this now as and I got recording to do. I got work to do. I need to do shit and I'm fucked. I'm knackered. I could feel it on my foot.
What was you thinking in your head? Because like, was you thinking, am I going mad?
I was trying to rationalize it.
Yeah.
I was trying to rationalize it and being like, it's something I'm doing. I'm drinking too much tea.
Yeah.
It's caffeine or something's happening to me that I need a balance. Stop eating sugar or something's going on. I need to go to sleep. But I figured I'm definitely going to sleep tonight because I didn't sleep last night. I was up till 6 a.m. trying to go to sleep. Did it again. Happened again. It got to about a week's worth. 5 days, like a working week, right? And I remember this is what freaked me out the most. Couldn't handle it anymore. I was hearing stuff, and I was ending up sleeping in the day. So my sleeping pattern was changing naturally because I couldn't fucking sleep. So I ended up falling asleep in the day, recording in the evenings, and then sort of I resynced myself like that. But it was happening again. So by the weekend, I remember going out to my dad, sat in the living room, sat opposite him, and it was the most weird, embarrassing, or I thought was going to be like, it's a conversation you can't broach with anyone. But I sort of said to him, I sat there, I was like, Dad, can I talk to you? And I never do, I never have heart-to-hearts to my father because he's like old school Welsh. It's just one of those things you don't. Can I talk to you seriously? It's about a girl. Like, I really want to, none of that up here in the valleys, bro. None of that at all. So I was like, I don't know how to explain this. I was like, but something I was like, it sounds mental me trying to physicalize it, Dad, because I've just been thinking about it and it's been happening. I was like, every time I'm trying to go to sleep, let me put it this way. I was like, every time I'm trying to go to sleep in the night, I was like, just as I fall asleep, something's grabbing me. And I'm like, this is the bit that sounds mental. I'm like, something feels like it's grabbing my ankle. I was like, I can feel the hand and the shake. And I was like, it's exactly the same space, place, everything. It's not like a falling dream or... So I explained it to him best I can. I finish it. I feel a little tiny bit embarrassed because I'm like, he's going to think I'm fucking mental. And then he's like,
Drugs.
He went, yeah, or drugs or something. And he went, yeah. And I went,
Did he?
I went, what do you mean, yeah? And he was like, no, yeah. He's like, I'm glad you said something. He was like, a lot of stuff's been happening over the last 2 years. And I went, 2 years? I was like, Dad, hang on. I was like, what are you saying right now? And he was like, yeah. You went, look, lots of stuff's been happening around here in the house for 2 years. He's like, most of it's bad, a lot of it's good. He's like, good, you know. He used to work on cars up the back in the garage. He was a mechanic. He was up the back working on a car. He'd work on stuff in his own time, in his own space. He said, sometimes I go up there and I can't get anything done. I got tools going missing. He's like, I got things that were right there when I was in the pit and I'd go to grab them and they were gone. And he said, and I couldn't progress. That day wouldn't happen. So he said, I'd pack up, leave it. He said, the next day I'd come back and stuff that was broke had been fixed. I was like, Dad. I was like, look, I'm not saying you're a liar. I was like, but I can't believe that. Do you know what I mean? I can't just believe that a ghost has come and fixed a fucking engine for you that you've broken. He was like, I'm telling him now. He was like, and he was looking me in the eyes. He's like, I'm telling him now. He was like, stuff's happened and stuff. Yeah. So I was like, right. I was like, so what's been happening for 2 years that you haven't told me or anybody else about that's living in the same property as you? Like, what's all this about? And he said, look, he said, calm down. He said, the reason for that is, and he had a perfectly good reason. He said, do you know if you tell people something, he was like, they get into their head then, they start becoming afraid, and then they start making stuff up. He said, before you know it, everyone's running around the house thinking that this is happening to them, that's happening to them. Yeah, he's like, this is... So I was like, all right, fair enough. But he was like, you've come and told me this now. And he said, yeah, all right. He was like, stuff's happening. He said, don't worry about it. So I was like, don't worry about it. So because I knew then, I wasn't looking out for nothing, but stuff was happening. Get to the bottom of the stairs, my mum and dad's house, and it was like walking into a meat freezer. Like you just it was like a blank in a wall, and you'd hit the bottom of the stairs until you got to the top of the stairs. The whole area was just ice cold. So I'm like, it must be a draft from the Arctic. It was not, bro, because here's something that's mental. If anyone's had an experience, you can smell like puppy shit.
What?
It brings with it a smell. It could sometimes bring a sweet smell of like dog shit. You know, puppies, when puppies have shits, they smell different to straight dog shit because dog shit reeks. But puppy shit's got like a sweet back end in it. Like but it does smell horrible. So that was going on. There was a smell on the stairs, and it wasn't like farts don't last that long, bro. It was mental. So check this out. Lots of stuff was happening. I brought someone to the house who I was with at the time and didn't tell him. Just got on with it. We're watching a film and stuff. And the old school DVD players used to have, you know, the power button? You could use the remote or whatever, but the power button's like manual. You'd go, push it in and out. Like I watched that happen on the power button. It went, I thought, oh, the spring's gone. And I'm like, I look in to see if they noticed. They didn't notice. And I was like, right, cool. Watched it on plugs. Went, but no, what was mad? Stuff would happen in the perfect second as you look at something. So you'd look at something, and as you just go like on a passing glance, it would go click, and I would like be like, what the fuck? Like,
Clock size 12. Dunk.
It would catch you like that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know people do the 11-11 thing? I'd be like, it's mad, I looked at my clock like that.
Yeah.
Like that, but physical, bro. Like real physical. You go click and a light switch, or click, and you just go and see it happening. So that shit was blowing my mind, and I was like, okay, fuck this. So at the time we were recording the album, and I was like, I'm not going to the house. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep all day, and I'm going to be up all night like a vampire. I'm going to the studio in the night, and I'm going to record my album at night time. So I started doing that. The house got worse, way worse. My dad didn't tell me that he was being attacked. Stuff was happening to him physical. So they reckon there's entities, ghosts, poltergeists, then jinn. And jinn are like demons, like jinn.
So what's the difference between a poltergeist and a ghost for a start, like in that world?
So a ghost apparently is just something that is like, I'd say like just a missive bit of fucking energy kicking about.
Yeah.
It could just be, they say, again, I don't know because I'm not an expert, but they say that it could be like a loop, like a GIF, just something that's looping, do you know what I mean? Like a fucking human GIF.
Trapped energy.
Just something that's going round, do you know what I mean?
What we got there?
What does that say? So ghosts are spirits of the dead. Poltergeists are intense energies from living people within the same household that cause paranormal type events such as, this is what I was going to say.
You regala shit?
So ghosts are like gifts. It could be like that, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
So,
Poltergeists can move shit.
yeah, but that says it's coming from the energy of the people in. Like, that poltergeist could be coming from you.
Totally. So it affects people, usually, like young girls, mainly it focuses if they're going through puberty or something, because there's a big energy shift in their being or whatever.
Yeah.
The same with young boys and stuff. And when I was young, well, I had loads of stuff happen when I was young. It was all, I told you before, didn't I? It was night paralysis.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have sleep paralysis and I'd see stuff in my room, opening windows and stuff like that and whatever. But this shit was affecting my dad mainly. And he was having stuff happen to him. He woke up in the middle of the night one night, screaming at my mother, saying, "Get off me, get off me, get off me." She stood up looking at him, saying, "I'm not on you. What are you doing?" He's like, looking at that, being like, "Get off me, you're on me." When they got up, sorted it out, he opened his shirt and he had scratches down his chest that drew blood. Like, this is no shit. It sounds mental, but...
Well, no, listen, my mum's told me the same shit. She's been held down in bed by something, like, shade, screaming, trying to get up.
Yeah, that up.
Yeah.
Bro, it happened, right? So, and I seen the marks on his chest and the scars or whatever, so it was pretty gnarly. It was throwing stuff at him, like throwing like china pots. Like, he was in the fucking bathroom and we had this like ceramic pot thing on the windowsill that used to have flowers in it. There was no flowers in it. He's in there one day, threw it, literally just went zoof at his head, come out with a bleeding head. Like, it was focused on him, whatever it was. Like, something was... So, anyway, I won't take you through every paranormal experience that happened up there, but there was a hell of a lot. The long run, we had someone come from a church from Newport. They came up. They checked the place out.
Carl Bevan's dad.
Could have been. They checked the place out. Freaked out. He had a little meeting with us, little chat. Nothing major. Didn't want anyone there. Talked to my dad, talked to me, whatever. I was like, do you know what? I'm off. Woofed it. Left. They checked the stairs out. He gave it the, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh me. Like, went back. A couple of weeks later.
He did that.
The guy left. Turned up with another guy. Another clergy. This guy came from London. So a Newport guy contacted someone else that was bigger up in the chain, higher up in the chain or whatever. Brought a bigger dude. Come. They was like, we need to arrange something to happen here because it was just getting stronger. They then came to the house, checked it out. They both conferred with each other and they were like, Jesus Christ, like, wow, like this is off, bro. So then they contacted another guy and a guy flew from New York.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
to Blaina.
To Blaina, the capital of the valleys. So they came up to my mum and dad's house, 3 clergy in the mix. Just gave in here, bro. Full exorcism of the house.
What was your mum saying about all this shit?
Doing the thing.
Was she freaking?
Here's the funny thing, right? Is that my mum saw the experienced and saw the stuff that was happening to my dad, right? So there was things that she couldn't deny. But to this day, she doesn't recall them. She knows they happened. And during that time, I'll say this, right? Because I was there. She was a different woman. She was totally different. She was like...
Was it your mum's energy? Was she summoning something right? And trying to get her dad back?
It could have been, bro, right? It could have been... And this is what I'm saying. It says, apparently, the person that it attaches to, it kind of affects totally differently, and they don't see it because it's on them or it's near them. Do you know what I mean? It's around their energy. So my mother was denying stuff she'd seen after she'd seen it, and she was also... Her attitude was different. She's a really nice woman. She's caring and all that. I'm going to say that about my mum. I'm biased. But that time, nasty. Totally different, with like really weird energy about her. Just when I was talking to her, it was strange, bro, because everything was negative. Everything was just, it was crazy, right? But she denied it all, like everything. She was like, oh, I don't know what he's on about. He's off his head. I was like, ma'am, he's got scars down his chest. He was bleeding. I was like, stuff's happening. Like, it's chaos. Shit was going on. There's lots of occurrences. Anyway, they fixed it temporarily. They fixed it and said they did this exorcism or whatever to do to the house. went around chucking water about and blessing and doing their thing, whatever they had to do, readings. And they said it was a highly like sophisticated demonic force or whatever they described it as. And we had to have a cross in the house. So it had to be made out of a certain wood, and it had to be a pure wood cross. And that cross is up to this day because it acts as a symbol of protection or whatever. So
you still got that cross up now?
the cross is up in the house, yeah, as a protection over the household. So whenever I go and visit my mum, I look at it like that and I'm like, run, run, run. But I tell you what, all the experiences I've had.
But was you there when they did the exorcism?
No, I had to leave. So I was
Right.
there initially when they turned up.
What did they say at the
But
end?
everyone had to evacuate the property.
What did they say?
My dad was with them.
Yeah.
And that was it. They just kind of said, they did the little woman at the poltergeist, do you know what I mean? This house is healed. They give it that all I don't know what they did. They must have prayed and did it. It was pretty serious. And there was a couple of, what you call it, like ebbs. There was a couple of flows and a couple of little, but you know, after that initial experience of it all, for me, fear was never the same. Like
Fear of what?
anything.
What do you mean?
So like anything paranormal.
Oh, that kind of fear. Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything that is extraterrestrial. I've got no fear at all. Like do you know if an apparition just turned up now on the show in front of us? Like I would be, what's happening? Like I would be like, you okay? Like it wouldn't, none of that gets to me at all now. I don't think of it like that or, like what about you? Where are you on it all though?
Well, I did voodoo in Haiti.
Here we go, bro.
The hotel we were staying in, right, in Haiti was like out of the way and stuff, right?
I'm fucking pumped for this.
There's no cum shot at the end, is there?
Doesn't matter, bro. We don't need a facial. We just need, do you know what I mean? I want to know about the voodoo.
Yeah, we was in Dominica and these people from Haiti come over, this crew. Anyway, before we met them,
What crew? What do you mean? These are
the people that do the voodoo with us,
Right,
yeah?
okay.
So basically, we're staying in this place in Dominica, right? And we're doing a bunch of shit there, yeah? And we're going to do the voodoo one of the days we was there. But before we did the voodoo, Amy, we're in this hotel. Amy woke up in the night and she's like,
Does your partner, this is your wife?
well, she said she saw this guy at the bottom of the bed, right? Yeah, in the room, right? And she said, and she described him to me, right? And it sounds like I'm taking a piss.
No.
Anyway,
We're here for you, bro.
anyway, that was it, right? That,
What do you look like? Bruce Forsyth
well, he looked like
in a wig.
Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man.
Blonde hair now.
His natural hair with a big blonde thing up there.
Great.
Right? So when we went to do the voodoo, a fucking guy, exactly like she described it, was the
Pulled
guy.
up.
Was the guy, yeah.
He pre-do, bro. He turned up and pre-do. He wanted to know what was happening before he pulled up.
Yeah.
So in the night, he was just sat there meditating. He's like, I'll fly out to them now. Astral project. Yeah?
We'd
Jump in the room?
Maybe.
Unless it's a straight cut case of breaking and entering. Do you know what I mean? He could have just snuck in and just been like, had a sneaky wink. Just sneaky wink over your bed or whatever and then left. That's wrong, isn't it? That's raw.
So we did the voodoo then, like a couple of days later.
What did you do? Take me through the practice. What happened? You're in a room.
No, I'm not in a room. I'm outside somewhere in like the wood or somewhere like in with like palm trees and shit.
Dank woodlands.
It was in the fucking wherever that is, Caribbean.
You woke up to the guys, the people. They say, hello.
They know they wanted a party, bro. They're like fucking loose.
Yeah.
They're fucking loose, like. Yeah, like fucking, the guy on the front of fucking the train at the
There's
end.
no calm.
At the end of Living That Die, that guy's like, ha 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 ha. At the end of the train going from,
they're
like,
doing it.
I'm fucking you.
They're doing it, bro.
Yeah. So, but it sounds bad, right? But we were doing the fucking
Drums and that going. She fucking doom ga doom ga doom ga doom ga doom ga doom ga.
all that,
She fucking
all that, right?
as you pull up though.
So no, I can't. Like, listen, I can't remember the full depth of it because, like,
Right, make a start up, Ben.
well, yeah. All I can tell you that we were in this fucking place. We met the gang.
Yep.
And we start doing the ceremony, right? And then the next thing, we're rolling around on the floor, making these noises, right, in the dirt, and they're just chucking dirt all over us, and I just can't stop fucking laughing in the middle of the ceremony.
You're not taking it serious.
Well, I'm trying to take it serious, but I just think, I'm just rolling around in the dust and they're just chucking more dust on, dirt and kicking, rah, and doing all this shit. I just laugh. I was like...
So can you remember the purpose of what they were doing? Were they like cleansing you, or were they like taking away bad spirit, or were they like invoking something, or...
Well, there was so much happening at the time. I went through so much shit in filming this movie in such a tight space of time.
They're just on film. Is this what you said? Did you shoot it for the film, or was it just like a bonus round?
It was for the film, but it didn't even make the film.
Right.
It was in the offcuts or whatever. But yeah, it was the end of the movie. I think I was so stoked to get to the end of the movie in one piece, so to speak.
Just letting it happen.
So like when we got through the voodoo ceremony, I think I might have been just so focused on the party after, because like it's a bit vague to me. Or they did some juju and I can't remember. Called me Voodoo Daint all the way through the fucking show, didn't they?
Voodoo Daint.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then we're out there doing it with them, and I wasn't scared either. I've been in situations and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
The feeling.
Poof, it stinks of ghosts in you. I'm like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Smell like dog shit.
It's like puppy shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you now. Like, ask about because that's the smell that comes with it.
I'd be more freaked out in your situation than I was in my situation.
Well, it was really dark. It was the feeling more than anything else, the emotion it's you, and that's something that like you can't control. So you can control your surroundings and your situation technically, because you can move out of the way, you can leave, but emotionally and spiritually, let's say, you can't control it, bro. Like how you feel is how you feel.
Yeah.
So and at night, what are we doing? You can't just walk around in the streets at night, can you? Like in fear, you can't just be like, oh, I'm not going back, it'll send you mental.
Yeah.
So you've got to have some sort of rationalization or some sort of coping mechanism to deal with it and be like, what am I doing here? Like, what's actually going to happen? So for me, I changed my situation. I was like, is it my power to be like, I'm going to record at night. I'm going to spend all night recording and being constructive. And then the daytimes, I'm going to sleep because I'm in work mode. So I can't, I'm not doing this. So I went down that path or whatever.
That's fucking mad. Didn't you make one of the tracks called Fuck the Demon Out of Me?
Yeah, so the second album we did was called that.
The second album's called Fuck the Demon Out of Me.
Yeah, totally, bro. But on the first album I made, there's a song called This Old House. And that song is about that situation because I wrote it at the time when it was happening. So when it was happening, I went to the studio and wrote it, and I did This Old House. For me, it's one of the best songs on the album.
Is it on Spotify?
It is on Spotify.
What's it called again?
So there's a little plug there.
The Guns.
The Guns. The album's called With the Guns, and you can listen to a track called This Old House that was directly about that situation. I'm not in there talking about like, and then the ghost shook my leg and but the thing is singing about the situation in general and talking about like the strain it put on my mother and father's relationship. Because quite seriously, it put a strain on their relationship.
Well, the album did.
The album didn't. It fucking should have. The entity, the demon, the jinn, or whatever it was, because I'd come back sometimes and all jokes aside, it'd just be fucking screaming, people rowing and that, and people row, don't they?
Yeah.
Everyone has a row or whatever behind closed doors, but this was like something that was I'd never seen before. Like they were like
energy.
Yeah, they weren't DVing. There's no punches being thrown, and no one's chucking chairs. But it was like worst my mother got was like emptying all the pans and stuff out in the backyard. She'd just grab all the stuff and chuck it out all in the backyard, and I was like, "What's that about? Like, what's going on here?"
Crazy. Shouting
the word bastard and that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like putting the kettle on hard. Kick, bastard. Just fucking, and then, but they'd clash and have these rows, and it'd just be like, this is, and it was unusual. It was just really out of character for both of them to be that. Do you know what I'm saying? It was mental.
What is it though, right? Because like, what is that energy? Because I know people that have like, I fucking know they would not bullshit. They've told me that they've had these experiences, like NDEs and stuff as well.
Yeah, what's an NDE?
Near-death experience.
Right.
Yeah. And like,
they're seeing shit. What's happened? What got an NDE?
Well, I can't speak about it because
did they see the light? It's not your story to tell.
It's too tough to tell.
Right.
But when you hear that, you're like, what the fuck? It's pretty fucking, it's far, isn't it?
It is far.
Yeah.
But now, this is what I'm saying. I've moved a lot and I've been to different houses and stuff and places, and nothing bothers me. Like, I talk, like, you might think I'm tapped, but I'll just talk. Do you know what I mean? I'll talk because if you believe everything's got a life to it, if you understand, rather, I'm not saying if you believe, because everything has got some sort of life force, haven't it? If we're getting quite serious.
Well, the fucking tree's got a life force.
Perfect. The trees, the animals, the grass, the flowers, everything's got a life force.
Well, it's living, it's life. It's
Totally.
It's not dead, is it? It's alive.
Totally. So it's got, let's say, not a spirit, let's say an energy, right? So with the life force comes an energy, and with that energy comes some sort of interaction. Like you can interact. So they've found with studies and physical practices that if you play music to plants, they grow in different ways.
And if you talk the shit bad, it withers and dies.
Totally. So they've done it with stuff. They've done it with water, haven't they? They've done tests with just water. So there's life force in water. They've taken 2 glasses of water with rice in or whatever, and they've talked to the one glass and just swore at it and been like, "You piece of fucking shit, you cross-eyed fucking arsehole," like calling it like that. And then the other one, they've just been like, "And you are my favourite. I love you. I think you're the best glass of water I've ever seen, all right? When I get home, I'm going to spoil you. You can have 2 BMXs, not 1. Like, you can have it all. You can have a telly on after 10 o'clock. You can do it all." They're doing that, and then they see the results straight away. This one water starts to get dark, and everything in it turns bad. Like, you can see the result immediately from doing the...
You want to start a water company, yeah? I'll talk to it like shit.
Yeah.
And then we'll see whose water tastes the best.
The good water company, we'll call it. Do you know what I mean? Come and get some good water. Some Avit good water. We've got to do that now. I'm telling you, and we're going to bless each of them. Do you know what I mean? We're going to go in and talk to the tankard of water and just be like, nice. And with each nice one you get, that's the drinkable. This one's the flushable. Anyway, what I'm saying is with that understanding of life force, I think of things like that now.
Yeah.
So even when I'm taking a dog out for a walk going up the mountain or whatever, sometimes I'll think about talking to everything around me. I won't stand there like a moron and be like, "Oh, beautiful trees. Thank you for bringing me oxygen. Oh, beautiful leaves. Thank you for falling near my skin." Like thank you for bringing the green. But it's kind of like what people interpret as prayer, isn't it?
Right, okay, then, so, like, if you saw a massive fucking tree that's been there for, like, fucking hundreds and hundreds of years, like 500-year-old tree.
Amazing.
Would you go up to it and give it a hug? Because, like, bro, listen.
Yeah, you're not pigeonholing me as a tree hugger, bro. That's not what's happening here.
I hugged a tree that was, like, a fucking 1,000 years old.
Tree hugger.
Tree hugger. I was like... I was in this fucking forest, like, in the National Reserve.
Trunk cutcher.
I was like... It was these 2 massive trees. They were there like before like the Spanish Armada fucking did this shit in South America and shit.
Mental.
Like,
imagine what trees
it's
seen.
just seen all that stuff. So I'm like, look at this fucking. It was amazing. I was like, come on, come and have a hug. I fucking hugged a tree, and I fucking swear it grounded me.
Grounding, bro. Grounding totally works.
I fucking swear, it fucking grounded me.
Take your shoes off and stand on the grass.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever you can spare. Change your day. I'm telling you now. I'm not a tree hugger. I don't actively hug trees.
It ain't gonna happen with fucking Crocs though, bro, because that's a lot of rubber in the way.
Yeah, but here's something that happened in the 60s.
Grounded Crocs.
Here's something that happened in the 60s. You can look this up, right? They took off like leather soles and stuff from us. They took off any material that was grounded and gave us rubber soles, which is the name of that Beatles album, Rubber Soul. So they've done it as a play on words, as in rubber soul internally and rubber soul. Mid-60s, everything had rubber soles on them. So like you just said, we're not earthing.
Stops the grounding, doesn't it?
Yeah, stops you from grounding. So we're walking on so we're on rubber soles now.
Yeah, so like everything's alive, or to the point of like you're talking to like, you're like going up everything's got energy.
Yeah.
And you're having a little word.
So I'm giving it mental respect then. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm consciously thinking about it while I'm around it. I'm not just walking around being like, you know what? I can't wait to get home and fucking put the telly on. I can't wait to watch. I'm not thinking about those kind of things. While I'm in there, I'm present. I'm being present in the moment and being like, oh, do you know what? This is amazing. I love seeing the trees and the seasons move. I like seeing them out. I like to experience things like you do. Go into that nature reserve and seeing that old tree. I think about that shit. Mm-hmm. I look at it and go, that tree's seen so much.
It's been through everything, haven't it?
How many people have walked past this tree and just farted? And that tree's like, you dirty bastard. Like, whatever has seen so many things. And I'm not trying to reminisce about the tree's memories. I'm being present in the moment of like that energy all around you.
It's a fucking huge tree that's been around for fucking centuries.
Mental, bro. Blows my mind. But with that, my punchline is respect for energy. Respect the energy of all kinds. And that's what I'm saying. If I feel something mental, we should go ghost hunting.
we've had a little dip in our toes, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've had a bit of experience. We
I'm
should
up
go
for
and
it.
get an inverted commas professional and do it for the show.
Well, remember we went to the Skirrid Inn,
Yeah, been it.
right? And you can back me up on this. Do you want to have a little look on that computer? Because I don't want to fuck the
Look
facts
up the Skirrid Inn.
Because we went to the Skirrid Inn years ago for some food. We went in, had a couple of drinks and some food.
Yeah.
And we said, can we go upstairs and have a look at where Judge Jeffries used to do the hanging?
There's a staircase and they'd hang them on that staircase,
On
wouldn't they?
that beam. And there's a big notch in the beam where they hang so many people. So
That's
there's got
heavy.
this fucking mad energy in the Skirrid Inn. So we were like, can we go upstairs? We're like, no, you can't. So we're like, oh, you got to be a resident. You got to book a room. So me and you went up
Snuck up there anyway.
Like a pair of
They're
kids.
telling us not to do anything.
like a pair of kids. And we got to the landing. It's pitch black, isn't it? Can you remember what happened? A fucking door opened. And this woman come out right up to our face. She couldn't even see us. She's like, is there anybody there?
She was...
But she could hear us, and she thought we were the ghosts.
Yeah.
What we got into? What's the intel on this?
182 people were killed there, at least. That's on record. It's not including the ones who were just punched to death because everyone was drunk and all that and just dragging them up the stairs.
Fucking
So
hell.
what he's saying is most gallows snaps your neck when you drop from the hanging. You just go snip and you're out. But those ones, they slowly walked them off. Do you know what I mean? And they were like, don't too fast now, mate. So they choked them out proper. Rope choking. So that's savage. That's
Yeah.
gnarly. So most people were done by hanging then. So I guess their residual energy or whatever.
It's floating about.
And they're angry, which I don't blame them. Would you blame anyone for being angry?
Well, that energy's trapped. What I don't know what that is. And I'm not saying I don't even know what I'm saying. It's just that's the experiences people are having there.
I'm suggesting we should get a semi-professional on the scene and to guide us through whatever, and we should act like we've not experienced anything. Because you've had some experience through your mother, through lots of different things, through the, you know what I'm saying, the juju and the voodoo. I've definitely had some experiences, so we should just go in dry. Outside of the podcast, we could just do it as a little bolt-on. Just a little bit of content from, and
Let's go.
yeah,
Let's go.
We could do something like that. I think it'd be good. I don't know. Well, we could go we'd have to look up some places, wouldn't we? If you know any haunted places or you've got any suggestions, stick it in the comments and we'll look it up and we'll go and have a nose. We're going to have a little adventure because I think that would be a good laugh. Because I fear nothing when it comes to that. I'd be more fearful of a 6'9" man with a sledgehammer in his hand screaming at me, running at me in a co-op when I'm just trying to get a loaf of bread.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because that shit, everything else to me is, I'm fine. I'm gravy with, unknown. Take me to the unknown every day, which is what we're trying to do with the show.
Well, that's what it is the mystery. You don't quite know, and that's what makes it intriguing, doesn't it?
And I'm fine with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm open, bro. I'm open like a book. I'm ready for that. But yeah, someone swinging a sledgehammer, run the bread out of the co-op,
Stay away from me.
yeah, duck and cover, man. Because that's the shit that you can't, you know what I mean? Last thing you want is hospital, and you don't want to trip to the hospital over a fucking loaf of Brace's bread.
I need to trip the toilet for a fucking...
We'll be back now. Ha ha wee wee. Be straight back. Just slip for a little ha ha wee wee, a little hoo ha poo poo, little hoo hoo poo poo. Back at Avit Podcast, at Boyo World, at Dainton_Lee.
Bro, you gotta just say Dainton Lee. It's on the bottom of the screen, Just don't say Dainton. Just get rid of that.
I mentioned the underscore in.
Fuck the
It's your
underscore.
middle name now. Oh, I like the underscore. Dainton Lee.
That'll do.
Feel the gap though.
Dainton Lee.
Feel that gap then. It's like a gap. I'm into the underscore, bro. You sold me on an underscore, right? The artist formerly known as Dainton_Lee. Do you know what I'm saying? We're dropping the underscore contractual obligations and all that, yeah? It ain't happening. Look, before the short commercial break that we went for a ha ha wee wee and a reboot on the T and all that, we were talking through a lot of different stuff. So if you're still with us at this point in the podcast, you'll know that we've gone down a few rabbit holes and whatever, and we are grateful and thankful that you've joined us and stuck with us this far. If you're following on Instagram, thanks. If you're not, use your thumb. Don't take anything. Just use your phone. You're glued to it all the time anyway. Use your thumb. Get and follow us. Share us around. Do your thing. We're trying to level up, yeah? We're trying to level up in the jungle. So get onto YouTube. Subscribe on there because we're trying to get our watch hours up. We're trying to make a thing of this. We're trying to get it all going. Subscribe. Pass it around to your friends. Do your thing. At Avit Podcast everywhere. You know what it's about. We've covered paranormal. We've covered New Year's Eve resolutions. It's the New Year's Eve episode or whatever. It's New Year. It's coming.
Get on the couch. Get on the therapy couch. Extend your reality.
We're pushing the boundaries of your grey matter and expanding the mind, through verbal conversing of us two mental tapped idiots. But so we covered the sundials, the different traditions of what they did in different cultures and whatever for New Year's Eve. People eating 12 grapes and all that, one for each month. We've had juju and voodoo, hoodoo, you-do. We've done it all. We've been around the houses with the paranormal and exorcisms. We've had all a bit of that for New Year's Eve. So if you're trying to get rid of all your bad spirits of the year just gone, tell us in the comments or the DMs or whatever what you do every year as a tradition to sort of invoke the new era coming towards you, the new air, to breathe new life into you and get rid of old demons and stuff. We talked about time, setting your time to the Sky TV and all that, and who originally done it. Saying that, going off on a tangent straight away, time is a concept, isn't it? In reality, when we think about it, when you really think about it, because we don't think about it, we're giving it 24-hour days because we're followed by the sun. But it's a concept because we can't really prove time, can we? We can't.
Well, the sun comes up and the sun goes down.
We know that.
Right? Yeah. So like, let's just go with that. Yeah.
We know that. That's a fact.
That's your stable in this fucking solar system, so to speak. Yeah.
That's a handrail.
Yeah.
In this society, in the world.
Yeah. But like, if your time moves different for some people. Like your day could seem like it's fucking gone in a blink, or it could just drag on forever, can't it?
So what's the country? There's a country in the world that the year they're in right now is like 2014.
What?
Yeah. So there's I don't recall where it is. There's somewhere in the world right now where their years are a different length. So time is different for them down to their concept, and they're currently in like 2014 or 15 or whatever.
Let's have a look. Can we consult the internet?
How do we work that out? Have a look. It's Ethiopia. Huey Lewis on the news. He's on it, bro.
So the Ethiopia is in 2014 still.
The birth year of Jesus Christ is recognised as 7 or 8 years later than the Georgian or Western calendar New Year.
Gregorian.
Yeah.
7 to 8 years behind us. But there's a time difference in the months. They got extra months, which is what's happening. Because apparently there's missing months, isn't it? Because when you really look at it, Sept is 7.
Yeah.
Oct, 8. Nov, 9. When you look at what it represents for us.
Never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So Nov is November. That's the 11th month for us.
Yeah.
When it's actually represented 9. So it means there's missing months somewhere. But the word Nov is 9 representative of that. Sept is 7. Oct is 8. So there's missing months is what I'm saying. Apparently for us there's missing months. So like I was saying earlier about them burgling time, they might have robbed time off us. We might not be where we think we are in the concept of time itself. Whereas Ethiopia, they're like 7 years backwards.
Been smashed by the time bandits.
Smashed right in the ring by the time bandits. So they've done it. So if time is a concept, what if we could time travel? Here's something that I would like to, we've created a time travel portal by what we've got to do. Like, you got to swallow a wristwatch. Right, this is it. You got to swallow a wristwatch, fart into a pint glass, and breathe it in really fast, and then you can time travel. So you got to take a wristwatch off, and that's you can open a portal and you go back in time or forward in time. Where are we going and what are we doing? Like if you could travel through time by swallowing a wristwatch and drinking a fart out of a pint glass, what are we doing?
Well, where am I going in time? How far back am I going?
Yeah, you're going back, forward. What are you doing? Like whatever you want.
Basically, you could. I tell you what, I'd go back like 12,800 years ago. The Younger Dryas fucking impact theory.
Right.
I'd go back and have a little look. You can find out who's telling the truth.
That's awesome because I think
that's what I would do.
That's
now.
possible because people say that like there's no proof of dinosaurs and all that, don't they? There's like that's the word on the internet along with a lot of other words.
I think I might have heard this. What's the deal with that again?
They said like they say that there's the in the museums all the dinosaurs that we see constructed out of the dino bones or whatever are not excavated dinosaur bones. They're just synthetic like they're synthetic bones. They're made and produced like that and then reconstructed. So then other people would argue, well, they're protecting the real ones, obviously, because they've got value and stuff and they don't want people touching them and little children's grubby chocolate-covered hands all over the T-Rexes. But then others argue, no, there was no such thing as a T-Rex. They've never found a fossil all ready to rock like that.
They built him up.
They just made that up. And
Made him out of Meccano, like.
They've made up the noises and that as well. They've made up all the noises dinosaurs make. They just, none of that exists.
Chickens are like mini dinosaurs though, aren't they? Yeah.
To the depiction of what dinosaurs look like.
Yeah.
Apparently. So,
Crocodiles?
Crocodiles. Up for that. I just think, like, again, these are my opinions. It's just what I've read. I don't know. None of us know anything, do we? So if you know any better or know anything, chuck it in the comments. Give us some facts and figures because we'll read them out. But chickens look like small dinosaurs, apparently to the image of dinosaurs. I think, like, things like crocodiles and all that, because we've seen them. They're about
Lizard brain shit, yeah?
the size. I just think there's a size difference. I think the further we go back, we're just going to see massive versions of them, aren't we?
Bigger things. And then that would be a dinosaur.
Well, what makes a dinosaur a dinosaur?
Just, what?
Just a bigger version of something else.
So, like, even if it was this big, right?
I got a fish the size of a caravan.
What, a fish?
Goldfish, the size of a caravan.
Yeah, all right.
Dinosaur or big fish?
Well, it's going to be a dinosaur because isn't it the date of it, the age of it?
It's the era, is it? Is that what makes a dinosaur a dinosaur?
Jurassic Park, isn't it? It's fucking ancient. So it was like...
And he shouldn't have been fucking about with all that DNA, should he? That's the lesson to be learnt there. Old man Kane, too much money, helicopter. Isolated island, fucking about with DNA that he found off a fucking mosquito and that, yeah? In some ambergris or whatever it was called. Like amber. Put it in there, create all them dinosaurs. What'd they do? He tried to Disney World it. Yeah, come on in. 20 quid a ticket. Turned on him. Started eating people. That one fella was having a shit. The dinosaur bit the fucking lid off and he's having a shit in the rain. The newspaper, and that's it. T-Rex is having a butt.
Right. So going off the back of all this kind of like theoretical kind of banter.
We've travelled back in time. We're not the dinosaur era.
Right. So what would you technically call it? What would a woolly mammoth be? That's not a dinosaur, is it? Obviously.
So
right?
that's from so it's the age and era. That's from the Ice Age, isn't it?
Right.
So a mammoth is like a fuzzy elephant, isn't it?
With big, yeah. So what I want to know, right? Because you said like about if we could go back, travel in time to whenever we want to. I want to go back to find out what the truth is. Yeah.
Each time you go back, you only got to swallow a wristwatch once because time is inside you. You've changed the theorem then. Do you know what I mean? You've got the time inside you and you're outside of the time. But you do have to fart into a container and breathe it in every time you travel.
It'd be worth it to find out, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And you're not allowed to be sick. You're not allowed to cack. You got to...
What happens? You go back to the wrong point in time if you do that. Like fucking Bruce Campbell in fucking Evil Dead and you end up back in the fucking daylight.
Perfect, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
Perfect. But you got to make the wish. It's like a genie in a lamp and you got to and think about the time or whatever. And then fucking you go and you just turn up.
So my point being, right, about woolly mammoths, right, is, and knowing the truth. So I know someone that was working on this new nuclear power station.
Right.
Massive project.
Mr. Burns.
Fucking huge. And they were excavating and they found a fucking woolly mammoth, right? Kept it quiet, shut it the fuck up, because apparently we never had woolly mammoths down this far.
This is in Wales?
Oh, no, either the Severn Estuary, that direction.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, why are you going, we found a woolly mammoth down by the fucking Severn Estuary, or wherever the fuck that was? Why are you keeping it, why are they keeping it quiet?
Take it off them. Well, it could be bollocks. Not that the woolly mammoth, the time area and the period, and as soon as people start piecing stuff together, it starts to get weird, doesn't it? Because when people start doing research and finding things out, and like you just said, finding what's fact and what isn't, then you start to see holes in the blanket.
Yeah.
And we're like, this don't make sense. So if that's not real, things start to become not real. Like most of these dinosaurs, apparently. I like the idea of dinosaurs, but then how they got wiped out was apparently a comet, a meteor, or a comet or whatever, like came through, bust through the atmosphere, smashed everyone and wiped them out.
I would like be up for that theory.
I was just going to say, I find that quite hard to believe.
What, an impact from a meteor?
Like a big
comet?
A big flaming stone just hitting and wiping everything out at once and not leaving anything.
But it didn't wipe everything out, did it? It didn't wipe everything out.
Well, evidently not, because we're all here. Like, but right. I've not got a theory about this. I'm thinking about this live.
Same.
I'm spitballing live here, and now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, the rock has hit. It's wiped out most of the animals, but just happened to be all the ones that are dinosaurs, right? Got a couple of cats hanging about now, like, or whatever. We're not about then, are we? We're not allowed to be around. So there's no humans then. It's just dinosaurs, apparently. No one got video cameras and that. We haven't got any documentation of we historically.
Well, there probably was, but they fucking fucked it off.
Yeah, or they've hidden it or something. But even now, the internet can be changed. Like, you can get digital versions of the Bible where they can just change it every year or whatever. But like, I can put a post out on the internet today and I can edit it tomorrow. So I can say something today that you'll read that I've posted, and I can go on that post and edit the post. It's not permanent, is it? We can change things, is what I'm trying to say. Publishers and...
That's all they do.
So they switch it up. So where did we come into this? You know, in the picture of dinosaurs. Because I'd like to picture myself riding them around, like the Flintstones.
Which one would you ride?
The nastiest one. Like, they reckon the T-Rex is a nasty one, isn't it? And I'd have him. Because he can't turn around and bite me. If I'm on his back, he's just going to... give it one of them, and he got small hands, so he's just gonna
can't get around you.
Do you know what I mean? I'll put a set of gloves on him, so he looks. I'll doll him up and that, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'll put a barley on him, like a big dinosaur barley, and I'll just be on his back like that. Like, I'll have fucking stickers on the side of him and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'll deck him up. I'll just have him all like that. I'll have a blade on his tail. I'll mod his tail. I'll mod the dinosaur. I'll have a big metal blade on his tail, so he can whip and just slice through people when they come and give me, because there's a Triceratops and all that, and rammy they're good for ram raids, isn't they?
Good looking, the spikes. Like,
3 of them.
Like a rhino with a little bit of a fucking ding dong on the front.
It's like a unicorn rhino. Unicorn rhino with a fucking, he got a neck plate, haven't he? Yeah, he got a neck guard. He got a mud guard on the bitch. It's like a fucking unicorn rhino with a mud guard.
Maybe it's a satellite dish.
It might be, just to pick up. Listen, what I'm trying to say is, these could all be made up words. Everything could just be made up, couldn't they?
But these words are made up.
Yeah, of course they are.
They've come from somewhere.
Someone's made them up.
The dinosaur didn't go, my name's Triceratops, did it?
No, I'm trying to work out where we come into the picture.
Or us.
Yeah, it's going to be like big flaming stone, hit, everything died. Not everything, most things. Where did we turn up? Joe and T2 turned up in Terminator 2. Like, and he's naked in a car park, curled up in a ball. Mm-hmm. He just like, and he gets up and he's nude in the fucking car park, and he just pulls up and he's like, give me the boots and all that. Like, is it like that? Are we turning up like that? Like immaculate human beings ready to rock? Or is an evolve? Because they're saying...
Are we in between two things?
They're saying we've come from monkeys.
Yeah.
But monkeys are still about. Yeah.
Well,
we're not watching the live evolution of monkeys walking around starting to talk with furry faces because they're amongst us.
Well, there's interference, isn't there, maybe?
We're caging them. So you're saying something shagged a monkey?
I have no idea.
We're guessing, isn't we, what I'm saying? It's a hypothesis.
I've never gone down a rabbit hole. I've not gone down any rabbit holes like that. I've just because it's like fucking reading the Bible, isn't it? There's so many different versions of religion. You're like, which one are you going to get stuck in? Which one do you want to get trapped into? Early on, as a young kid, I was forced to think about the Bible because my mum was taking me to church to like the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall stuff, right?
Was you knocking doors and all that and giving it?
I never knocked a door ever once, but I had to go to someone's house.
Shut through a letterbox.
I had to go to the thing and like, it's just, and then I had to rationalize why I was there and like really forced to think about how we fucking got here. Right?
Good though.
At a young age.
Thought provoking, it's lovely.
At a young age. And because of that, I was just left to none of us has gonna know until we fucking whip to the other side, are we?
Which is exciting. So similarly, I wasn't brought up as a Jehovah's Witness or any kind of devout anything, but I was around a lot of different stuff where my auntie was a missionary. So she would teach the word of God, but like a turbo missionary. And she was out in like third world countries, like in the savage times, like in Iraq and stuff. And she was in Pakistan. She spent like nearly 20 years in Pakistan.
Sick.
like giving it in mud huts and stuff.
Did she?
Like, yeah, like it wasn't just like frontline going to schools. It was going to places where they didn't have schools or any amenities.
Up in the mountains, the tribesmen and stuff.
That's it. So she was
Perfect.
doing that stuff. But it made her flavor of personality so different when she came back. So she lived
In what way?
well, like, I only ever saw her in one dress. I saw her in 2 dresses in my entire life, right?
Well, like this.
One dress. Yeah, bro, you're giving it missionary work. But like, one dress ever. So to me, when I was a kid, because I was like a westernized, always looking for loads of mental culture, loads of American culture coming over here, into it all, loving it. So I would look at her as like a person with like minimal color in her life. Like I would always say, she would never watch the TV. She'd always have the TV off. Now, do you know what I'm saying?
She was doing the fucking the best thing.
Bro, she, like, now in my life,
Yeah.
she teaches me more than I ever need to know. Do you know what I mean? I learned everything off those actions that
Yeah.
she took. But when I was a kid, I was so deep in the Western cults or whatever, like, that I couldn't see what she was teaching me. Like, she used to go to the toilet and have a piss and not flush the toilet
Why?
because of the behavior, I suppose, out in Pakistan and whatever she was learning out there.
Not enough water.
Yeah, right? So she would just be like, instead of wasting water, it's just piss, leave her there. Like,
She is fucking right, though.
turbo, bro.
Completely right.
So we go to her house sometimes, house plain, nothing happening, right? In Newport, she just lived in it. It was just an house. Like, she never had loads of stuff. Telly, always off. I had one in case there's something important happening on the news. Pop the news on. 5 minutes, turn it off. Like, nothing. No TV, no nothing. Same dress all the time. Fair woman, stern woman. We'd go there, we'd eat food. She would serve us food. We'd have like chicken and potatoes, whatever was happening. And I used to just see her do shit that would blow my mind. So like, I'm a child and she's eating like that. She'd eat the chicken, then she'd start crunching the bones. She'd eat the bones of the chicken, and I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She'd eat all of them, bro.
But that's, I mean, like,
She would eat the entire thing, and I'd be like barely eating. I'd be pulling the skin off, being really fussy, doing all it. Like, I could see the difference.
she's,
I used to sit here with my sister, right? And we'd have the meal like that. And you know when naughty kids are not allowed to laugh in class, so it makes them want to laugh harder?
love that shit.
We had that vibe. Ticking clock, and we'd be sat there like a orange juice on the table. So it would be, in my head, it was like a subpar amount of orange juice in a tumbler. It was like a small tumbler anyway, and half of that would be filled with, it'd be like a shot of orange juice. So I'd be like, oh, God, I want a glass. Greedy little Westerner. And I would be like, can I have more orange juice? Like, whoosh, straight away. She'd give me more, whatever. My sister'd be sat next to me, my one sister. We'd be there now. My dad would have to trap me in a corner to stop me from messing about, because I'd want to be running around and messing about and pressing things and going through drawers. And anyway, we'd be sat there like that now. And as soon as something set us off laughing, my sister couldn't control it. So I'd always try to make everyone laugh. So I'd be like having a drink. I'd have a drink of orange juice. She'd have a drink of...
Why can't you laugh?
Well, it's just like the setting didn't warrant it. That's my argument. Why can't you laugh?
Go on.
So it's just like maths class, innit? Everything's 20 times funnier when you're not allowed to laugh or it's quiet down in the library or whatever. You just find something stupid and start giggling. So that was happening every time we went to my auntie's, and I'd sit there, and as soon as we start laughing fits going on, right? Like I think I farted once, like on the chair, and you could hear it in the quiet room, and it started my sister off laughing. She couldn't stop laughing. She farted, like, so there was a fart off. We was having a couple of farts on the table, and I was in fucking tears.
Was your auntie there?
My auntie was there, so my auntie pulled back up, but she was so straight-laced and straight-faced, she would just blank it out, bro. So blank out the farts. We're just giggling like, blank out the farts. On the same dinner, we'd go through dinner, because she blanked out the farts so hard and didn't give us a row, it stopped being funny. So there was wisdom there, right? Got through the meal. Went like this now, sat there quiet, tinkling, tunk, tink, 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 knives and forks. My auntie just farted clean as a whistle. No leg up, no nothing. Just let the bodily function roll, bro. She was just like, kind of in plain faced, gone again. I'm gone, bro.
Well,
Face up,
laughing.
I'm screaming. My face up in the sky. I can't help it.
What's she doing?
She wasn't doing nothing. She just so blank.
Crunching
just
chicken bones.
Yeah, just eating chicken bones like a mentaloid. Done it, but taught me so much. When I was a kid, she thought, and she was right, that the important things in life. She asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I was like giving it Game Boy or something. I wanted something like that, right? And she was like, "No, you're not having that straight, right?" And I was like, "Let me." So she decided that it was better for us to travel. So she took me and my sister to London when I was a tiny kid.
Not to the Dinosaur Museum.
She gave me experiences. Madame Tussauds,
Amazing.
the Doom Dungeons, or whatever
Yeah.
they're called, or whatever, underneath Madame Tussauds. Took us around London and did all that. But we stayed in a missionary hostel. And that was funny in itself. I watched this woman, we had breakfast, and there was swinging doors with massive panes of glass, these fucking real heavy old school Christian swinging doors. I don't know why the doors were Christian. They were just blessed or whatever, but it was because it was in a missionary hostel. Anyway, we were going to breakfast, waiting for my Auntie Anne, whatever. Walking into the breakfast hall where they had a buffet thing, all these Christians in there. This girl, when Anne walked in front of us, someone went in front of her, opened the door, and the door swung back, and she went and turned around, and it was perfect. Turned around and the door swung and just smacked her straight in the face. Just went fucking whap! Pranged her. Me and my sister gone again, bro. Screaming, laughing the entire breakfast. And my Auntie Anne was mad or cross at us because
You laughed at her.
we were laughing at someone else's misfortune. I carried that with me forever. I still laugh at that woman, that girl now again, smacked by a glass door. It was so good. Just so good.
She's still kicking about the block then?
Oh, my Auntie Anne. No, she died, but she this is the funny thing, right? She died, and when she was alive, obviously she spent most of her time in Pakistan and around different parts of the world, like doing the missionary, doing the good work, whatever. But when I was a kid, I'd always see her come home, and we'd have to go to church down in Newport in different places.
Was you like, fuck?
No, yeah, I was like, fucking hell, this is so boring. But looking back on it now as a memory, they treated her like a rock star, and she just shunned it off.
No way.
They would give her money and cars, and she would just give it away. Like she didn't need it. She was just like whatever,
Well,
and just give it.
She's been in remote parts of the world where where they live super basic.
Just give it away.
She's just like, I don't need all this stuff.
So because she was family to me, I just thought boring. But when we went to a church, this church would be full of hundreds of people, rammed. And then they would sort of build up. Do you know, like when you go to a gig and the headliner's on last?
Yeah.
She would be the headliner in the church run. So they would be like preachers doing their thing or whatever. Hundreds of people rammed out, all wanted to be there and stuff. And then in my head, I'm like, everyone's forced to be here. Great. Like, bleh. But they're not. They want to be there because they want to be part of it. My Auntie Anne goes on stage and does like a speech thing and it just says stuff or whatever. Zero ego. The most egoless person I've ever met in my life. And yeah, those memories are class now because the organs and the singing and the unity that was happening, blew my mind like whatever. But it didn't make me religious. It just made me respect energy again even more. And later down the line, when she died, I learned more after she died than ever.
What, about religion?
Just like what she was teaching me without directly teaching me. Like learned off her personalities and her actions.
From her travels and experiences.
Turn the TV off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I flush the toilet, I'll be honest. When I have a piss, I do flush the toilet.
Would she take a shit and leave it down there?
No, I wish. Because I would have been tickled again, do you know what I mean? I'd have been like, look at the turd on now. As a kid, you just go mental over anything, don't you? Like disgusting or wild or stuff is not supposed to happen. But yeah, I'm just saying I learned a lot.
I'm not knocking my kind of brush with
Jehovah's Witnesses.
I'm not like knocking that either, but it forced me to question a lot of shit when I was young, right?
It's good though.
And yeah, it is what it is. I guess inside of all these places, some people just aren't quite all right. And I would ask questions all the time and I just got like, the answers be like, oh, you're just arrogant and stuff. I'm like, I want to fucking know what's going on.
They call you arrogant?
I got called
for asking?
Yeah. I got called arrogant and I was like, hang on, I'm fucking like 13, I'm asking you a fucking question.
Well, it's possible that you're asking a question that they can't answer.
Well, they couldn't answer it.
Right. So
they couldn't answer it.
You've caught them off guard and then they're just like, you little shitbag.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to catch anybody off guard. It was just a fucking easy, simple fucking question of, there's all these religions in the world. How do you know yours is the one? Is it all Satan?
Yeah.
Well, what is this? Like, if you're saying there's good and evil, is all of these things just one evil piping into the same fucking energy?
Faction-wise, why are you against each other? Why are you giving it Liverpool Man United if we're all playing football?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all trying to get the ball in the net, aren't we? Circle into the square.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? I totally agree. So, I mean, with that, I think what I'm gleaming from it is that religion and religious factions all point to the same direction, like metaphorically and sort of spiritually. They do different flavors of it depending where you are culturally, but they're talking about energy, aren't they? Of like a great creator, the energy of the great creator or whatever.
Yeah, because we have been created by something. It's not fucking Scotch mist, is it?
These natural lead-ins are perfect because we've got the dinosaurs getting smashed up by a rock, and then we've got Jehovah's Witnesses and Christianity and everything else being the great creator. So where are we?
I've no fucking idea.
There's evolution versus creationism, isn't it? That's what it really is. It's like, have we been evolved or have we been created? I think...
Or manipulated.
Or we're saying science lab.
Genetically manipulated.
Science lab.
Listen, anything is fucking possible, and nobody can completely say, like, you're talking shit, because I'm just hypothesizing.
But see this, I know we're going deep. That's mental. I can be like, little finger, this finger, one of these, thumb up. Do you know what I mean? Like, two of these. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these abilities seem too good to evolve. Like, how are they?
What's mad as well, however long this shit's been fucking kicking off, in all the space and time, we're here now at this point in time witnessing all this mad shit. We could have been born when it was fucking like a horse and cart fucking time or whatever. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
but it makes you think. It can make you question things to be like, how come we've all been brought? How come we're alive right now in this time when it's like
you're trying to get to the point of, do we have a significant purpose?
Is it existentialism? I can't even say the fucking word properly.
Are each of us here for a purpose? Like, because he's on the Google, he's on the ones and twos, but there. He's doing a research purpose. Yeah? Me and you hashing it out purpose. Audience watching at home. Each individual person might be here for a divine purpose. Yeah? We don't have to take the religion into our minds or into our hearts, but the purpose, the grand purpose of being alive, is it significant? That's what you're saying.
Is that synchronicity? Is that what you're saying? Of like being alive at the same place at this time?
Well, yeah, I'm taking your point of being like, how are we alive now, right now? Like, I wasn't born in the 30s.
Exactly.
Unless we were, do you know what I mean? Like, me and you would be full hog into the Prohibition era and all that. We would, wouldn't we? Just be running speakeasies and just locking pub door. Nothing going on in here. No. She's a butcher by day. Like, we're just selling a bit of meat and all that. Got meat in the window. Downstairs, bootleg alcohol. Bootlegging stuff. Bootlegging rollies and fags and that. Just
what? It's just pure Wild West days, wasn't it? But
yeah,
with like gnarly repercussions.
Yeah.
You could get away with murder, but they would murder you.
Pay them off. No CCTV either. So it was rife, bro. Just fucking stabbings, bummings, everyone.
Bro, it was like when I was a kid.
Yeah, in Pontypool.
It was all black and white and fucking no CCTV cameras.
Look, we've been around the houses. I don't think we're going to be able to answer the question of, is it creationism or evolution? It's quite a heavy question for the Avit podcast, but let us know your thoughts in the comments. You know what the drill is. Like, let us know where you were at and what you're thinking. Like, we could just be born out of the pips of an orange that's fallen off a crate in a beach in a bigger scale. We could be living on the fingernail of a Greek god right now, couldn't we?
Anything.
Like, we could all be swooping through time and space on the fingernail of a Greek god after he's just scratched his ass. We could all be but a shit crickle in time. You know what I mean? A little ball of pup on the fingernail of a Greek god or whatever. Who knows? Let us know what you think or whatever. And with that, I think we should wrap it up and catch these mother effers in the new year.
2025.
Fucking right. Like, do what you're doing. Have a good time. Look after each other. Have a happy new year. Have a Merry Christmas. For everyone that hasn't seen it and watched it, go back and watch the Christmas episode. Let's have it. Yeah.
Let's bring it on.
Tell us what you love. Tell us what you hate. Tell us where you want us to go. Let's do it. Go on.
We'll keep extending your reality on the Avit therapy couch.
Push the boundaries, and hopefully YouTube won't ban us. Like, we love you. Thanks for having us. At Avit Podcast on all the socials. At Boyo World. At Dainton_Lee. I'm quoting a handle, so the underscore's in there. I'm not calling your name out. That's his actual handle. There's an underscore in it. At Dainton_Lee or whatever. At Boyo World. At Avit Podcast on all the socials. Thanks for joining us. And with that, let's have it.
Happy New Year.